Okay, so as I'm sure a lot of you by now have seen this clip, we had kind of a leak of Caffeine AI, and I say that kind of because I don't think this is actually a leak. In my opinion, they actually intended this clip to go viral, and I want to talk a bit about what is going on in here, and overall, is Caffeine AI a useful tool, or maybe it's going to be an absolute joke. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And if you haven't watched this clip, I'm going to show it to you guys somewhere on the screen. And if you don't know what is going on, basically in St. Maurice, Dominic Williams showed the audience a demo of Caffeine AI, and this clip is an example of what Caffeine AI can do. And the moment that people saw this video, they had a lot of mixed emotion. So I'm going to, in today's video about ICP, talk about how I'm feeling about this clip. So basically, in my opinion, whether you feel good or bad about this video, it depends heavily on what you expected from Caffeine AI. And there are three different groups in here. The first group believed that Caffeine AI is an absolute joke and there is basically no Caffeine AI. So I'm guessing those people are now, based on this video, feel a bit better about Caffeine AI. The second group believed that Caffeine AI can do it all and you are not going to need a developer to build an app on ICP. And I'm gonna guess this group is now feeling a bit disappointed, which is kind of fair enough. But there is a third group, which I am actually kind of in that area, that believes Caffeine AI is overall a useful tool. However, it's not really going to do it all. And this clip, in my opinion, says it all. And based on it, my opinion on Caffeine AI kind of got confirmed. I don't believe that you can only rely on this tool to build a fully functional and beautiful app on ICP, but this doesn't mean it's overall a worthless tool. Absolutely 100% not. In my opinion, this is actually a good project, and sure, it may not have the same effect that you expected. However, in my opinion, this is actually going to bring the cost way down. Why is that? Let's say, well, okay, I am a developer and you want to build an app on ICP. Before the rise of artificial intelligence, the idea was that you pay me, for example, let's say $2,000 in order for me to build an app for you on ICP, and it was going to take me about, let's say, 30 days. Now, with the rise of artificial intelligence, I can actually do this thing in less than 10 days. So in other words, you still need me to build an app for you, but now as a developer, I can get help from artificial intelligence in order to build your application easier and also in less time. And as a result of it, naturally, I'm going to charge you less money, maybe let's say $1,000 instead of $2,000. Now, you might say, well, okay, why should I charge you less money? Because if I don't do it, somebody else, I promise you, will show up and will tell you that I can do it for less than $2,000. So naturally, you are not going to ask me to build your app anymore, and you are going to go to the other developers because they can do it cheaper. And I have been very, very vocal about this on ICP. This is, in my opinion, the main goal of Caffeine AI. If you expected Caffeine AI to build a beautiful and complex application for you on internet computer, I'm sorry to tell you, I think you were actually wrong and you shouldn't have thought about Caffeine AI like that in the first place. So overall, it doesn't, in my opinion, really matter how you and I or everybody else thinks about Caffeine AI based on this clip. What really matters is this. Is this going to be a useful tool for developers or not? If it's going to be useful, then okay, this is one positive step towards the right direction. If it's not going to be, then okay, I guess Caffeine AI doesn't really have any value. But based on this clip, I can actually tell you that this is going to be useful, and overall, because it is going to bring the cost down, it is going to cause more and more adoption of internet computer. Now, at this point, you might say, well, okay, basically Caffeine AI is going to work like ChatGPT, because with the help of ChatGPT, I can also write applications easier and faster, correct? Well, I don't think so. You see, let me ask you this question. What is the main programming language if you want to build an app on ICP? If you don't know it, It's called Motoko. And this is very important. Motoko is actually a language specifically designed by Definity Foundation to support the unique needs of internet computer, such as number 1, seamless scaling, number 2, secure canister smart contract execution, and number 3, a straightforward interaction with the blockchain. And I think when you want to compare Caffeine AI to ChatGPT in order to build an app on ICP, it's basically a simple matter of specialization versus generalization. ChatGPT is a general purpose AI trained on a broad range of topics and programming languages, meaning it knows a little bit about everything, but it's not actually necessarily an expert on any of those areas. On the other hand, it seems like at least that Caffeine AI is designed specifically for Motoko and tailored to the internet computer ecosystem, and I did actually made a video about this before. Dominic Williams promised to build a specific tech stack for Caffeine AI, which really does show that it is actually tailored to ICP, and basically this means that Caffeine AI training and focus are laser targeted on the nouns, syntax, and best practices of Motoko. Now, if I didn't manage to explain this properly and you didn't get it, here is a simple example for you. You should think of this thing like a general practitioner versus a heart surgeon. Both are great and fantastic, but if you need heart surgery, you are naturally going to want the specialist, correct? That is exactly what Caffeine AI is going to do for you, and it is its main role. So overall, in my opinion, Caffeine AI is actually going to be a useful tool, but it may not be what some of you expected. That's absolutely fine, because what you and me are expecting from Caffeine AI is kind of irrelevant. This is a tool for developers, and I think they understand how this actually works and why it's useful for them. And I talked about this before. There are some times that you are saying, well, okay, because of, for example, let's say AI narrative, your project is going to go to the moon. Now, when you are somewhere around here and your project launches an AI related tool like Caffeine AI, then okay, in here, because a lot of people are getting disappointed, fair enough, maybe we are going to have a move on the downside. However, in ICP, the situation is very, very different. In the last 2 years, we haven't actually done a whole lot, meaning the launch of Caffeine AI and the AI narrative basically is not even priced in yet. So why are you worried? I just do not understand it. In my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, ICP is a fantastic project and its future is absolutely bright. And because the prices are so low, well, okay, for me, this is actually a fantastic buy opportunity. And in terms of technical analysis in today's video, I am going to tell you why I would like to be a buyer in this area and not a seller. So let's go first on some lower time frames and see what's happening in here. Okay, if you remember in the previous videos about ICP, when in this move, we actually took this low, I was saying, well, okay, if I want to go long, I have much better charts, because in this move, we have taken this low. I can say, oh, okay, odds are that this is going to be a correction structure on the upside and not an impulsive movement. And as long as in internet computer, we're not having a continuation of the move down in order to take this low, I cannot be bullish with a decent amount of confidence. That doesn't mean that in here, it's actually a short opportunity. No, definitely not. It just means that we shouldn't really be thinking about going long in ICP as long as, once more, we're not taking this low. So what happened recently? You see, we got a continuation of the move down, and in it, did we take the lowest low? No, we still haven't, but we went extremely close to it. Now, based on the subwaves in this area, I want to argue that there is actually a decent chance that we might see at least one more move on the downside, and then after it, because this is a very strong area and we are above it, I'm gonna say we are going to get soon a very strong bounce back. Now, if our bounce back is going to be like, for example, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 impulsive structure, okay, that's gonna be a fantastic sign, suggesting probably the bottom is in. And what happens after a 5 wave up, you know it, if you are a regular viewer, a correction structure on the downside, something like this, and I promise you right in here is going to be a fantastic long opportunity for ICP. And on some higher degrees, let's go maybe on H4 time frame. Okay, So here is what I'm having in my mind, at least at the moment. Excuse me, what just happened? Okay. In my opinion, there's a very high chance we are having a series of 1-2s in here, meaning this can be 5-wave up into a wave 1. This whole move down is just a correction structure into wave 2, and after it's over, we are going to have a huge move up into, you know what, wave 3 and 4 and 5. And at that point, this orange 5-wave up is actually going to be, in my opinion, into this larger degree wave 3 and then correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. So what's the message? Basically, in my opinion, in ICP, there's a very high chance that this move down is going to come to an end soon, and I think we're just not going to go down and take this low down here about $6.8. And according to this possibility, at least, we are probably at the beginning of a magnificent bull run. And I know your mind is telling you, because we had such a strong move down, odds are that we are going to continue this move, but logic and technical analysis, for me at least, definitely says something else. That's why around these prices, in my opinion, it makes perfect sense to add some to my ICP bag, which is exactly what I'm doing. So overall, in my opinion, these prices are long opportunities, and I'm just really not worried about what is going to happen in the short term, because the fundamentals of ICP hasn't really changed in order for me to change my mind about it. Everything is the same, and I am still 1000% bullish. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in internet computer. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.